Oh, let's see if you can see me there. I'm back on my phone again. And it always changes. You think you've aligned it, but then you haven't. Probably a bit so you can see me. So today is the 18th of January 2018 and I'm going to cook the evening meal, or prepare it anyway. I found this recipe on allrecipes.co.uk. It's a vegetable casserole, but oh, the light keeps changing, doesn't it? That might be a bit annoying, but hey ho. I am going to change it because the two questions my husband asks me when I've made an evening meal is, does it have meat in it and does it have potato? Well, this is obviously a vegetable casserole, so I've decided to put beef mince in it. And it does say I can use a Swede. We've got a Swede which we've had over from Christmas. I think my mother-in-law bought it and it had a yellow sticker on it, so it was £1, but she got it for 10p. I never find good bargains like that in the supermarket, but then I don't go at the time that she goes. So we can use Swede, or you can use sweet potato, or probably any potato, but I'm using up the Swede. And I'm also putting in, lighting annoying. I'm also putting in beef mince, and it says vegetable stock, but I'm going to use beef gravy. I'm going to use make it up to 1 litre, although I'm using gravy granules that only make it up to ½ litre. But if it does get too wet, I can always put some more gravy granules in it. So I've got my trusty slow cooker out again, and I'm just going to make it in the way that I make all my slow meals. You can just put it all together, you can follow the recipe, put it all together and put it in the oven for an hour. But I like doing it this way, and then I've done it. It's about 11:30. I've taken the children to school this morning. I've done some yoga. I did know that I would have a delivery. Let's get cooking, shall we? I did know that I'd have a delivery at between 10 and 11, which was when I was thinking about going out to cook. Not cook, oh, what's going on here? I'll turn the temperature down a bit. But I decided, well, let's go out. We've got a ring.com doorbell, so if I am out I can still answer the door. It's very good actually. You get to see other things, you get to pick up other things, like if somebody tries your car door at 3:20 in the morning, unfortunately you can't identify them. But yeah, that has happened. It's also picked up when a courier has just like chucked it over the gate. But actually the delivery, sometimes they come sort of like halfway through the delivery time, don't they? And that's the time that he did come. So I just got back and he came. So it's an inflatable cover. We've got the hot tub up and ready. It's only an inflatable hot tub, and that's up and ready. But because we've done it when it's been snowing and raining, it's been pooling in the middle, and you can feel the heat of it as well. So it's not very good, is it? Maybe it prefers to be a bit closer. So hopefully it'll keep the heat in. So my husband and I used it for the first time last night, and it was very nice. We have turned it up just by 1 degree, because although it felt nice, it does lose a little bit of temperature when you're in it. But then it felt a bit too cold. I think that's more to do with the fact that it is cold outside at the moment. And I think some parts of the country have got snow. We haven't. So this is the garlic. I'm just using 1 clove of garlic. And 1 onion. I didn't film yesterday for cooking. I did cook from scratch. I decided earlier on in the morning that we would have fajitas because I thought we had all the ingredients for fajitas, except I thought the only ingredient that we didn't have was an onion. So I thought, well, maybe I can prepare it all. And just go out, you know, do I go out and buy an onion? Or shall I buy an onion when I pick them up from school and then we can cook it all together? Or do I chop it up and then we can just cook it? So I decided, oh yeah, and then I discovered that we didn't have any chicken. So I decided to just get it all out before I left to get them from school. We went into Tesco, got the chicken and onions. And we came home. We sit down for a little bit, we have some fruit and a drink, and then we got cooking. They like chopping it all up, and of course this is the only drawback to cooking meals like this, is that I'm not cooking with my children, which is also another important thing to do with your kids as well, another family time. You know where I cut my thumb on the tin? You see, yesterday I've just got some onion juice in it and it stings. I just need to wash it. Oh. Oh gosh, that's a strong onion. Oh, my daughter chopped the onion up yesterday and she said it was strong. And yeah, it is. So I'm also going to put some celery. I'm just chopping this up. I am going to put the meat in next to brown that off a bit. But I'm just chopping. So I'm chopping at the celery. So I did have to go to Tesco this morning and I bought leeks, meat, pearl barley. I'm sure I bought something else. Carrots. We didn't have any carrots, which I'm quite surprised about, but I think because I've been making the carrot soup, I think I ran out of carrots. Plus my children like eating raw carrots when they get home from school. So he'll be pleased, because I think we've eaten all the green apples. They're just red ones that are left. So they'll be pleased that they've got some carrots to eat instead. That's sizzling away nicely and my eyes hurt. That onion was lethal. And it's made me get a runny nose as well. Now I think my children are eating more, because normally, although actually I don't think we had, although I used 3 peppers, they were actually only small peppers. So, so bad. I'm going to have to wash my eyes out. water over the wrists. Right, so yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, so I don't think that there was enough pepper in it to pat it out. Again, I used 1 onion, I used ginger, and then I just got two chicken breasts, and usually peppers. I like to do 1 of each colour. We had 3. I only had 3 peppers. I think we had a green one, a red one, and a yellow one. So we just did the 3 peppers, but they were small. And then I put in some mushrooms. I also use tomato ketchup, barbecue sauce, and a bit of sweet chilli sauce, and cinnamon, ground cumin, and some mild chilli powder. And then we eat them with tortilla wraps with yogurt and cheese. And they ate 3. So, well, we all ate 3 actually, so we were all a bit piggy. Should have got these out first, shouldn't I? Let's get these right. Washing the leeks, you can't see me now, can you? I've washed them, and I've also just taken off the outer skin. I never know whether to peel leeks or not. Right, this is beginning to get a little bit. I do turn the temperature down to 100 to give me a bit of time to. I think it is softening up a bit. I'm hoping to just cut up the carrots and the leeks, and then I can put the meat in. It's probably enough. Could always go to the end. It does say 3 leeks, but I've got 4 leeks. It does say about 300 grams. I don't know if these are 500, but I think because I'm putting meat in it as well. Then I probably actually maybe I should have just bought the 2 bigger ones. Save me cutting it up, but Oh, I was hoping to set the carrots as well, wasn't I? Oh. I have to get out another board for that. There we go. All the greens on one board. I have a dirt on that one. Let's get rid of that bit then. Just wash the knife. I think I stained my white board, which is actually a hot food board, with the butternut squash. But hey ho, it just goes to show that I actually use it, doesn't it? Well, let me just give this a stir. Yeah, those are softening up and browning a little bit as well. I don't know whether this helps with the flavour or anything, but I don't know, at least I'm not, because sometimes I would brown it off in a separate pot before when I just had a normal slow cooker. So then that meant even more washing up. I don't know whether it's just personal preference or what, or whether you feel as if your onions are boiling. My carrots are alive this morning. See if doing them this way. I think it's because I've just rinsed my knife in boiling hot water, so of course the knife now feels a bit hot. As it does. I did wonder whether I would be naughty today and just sort of like have a pasta and sauce day, but I thought this is the last day that I can cook this week, so let's just do it. I'm at work tomorrow, and I always think that when I'm at work, trying to do stuff is then harder, you know. It's like, how am I going to find time and energy to do yoga, and are we going to cook? And I'm on a late. So that means that my husband will pick the children up from school. That'll also mean, well, what will he feed them? Probably pasta and sauce. And what will he feed me? Or will we be naughty? Because sometimes Friday nights is like Chinese takeaway night. Duck pancakes. That's my... That's what I like. I will eat the duck pancakes to myself. But I don't want to deny myself of anything, and this isn't going to be you know, a silly diet that you just sort of like do to lose weight. This has to be a lifestyle change. This is what I'm hoping to do. So like every day now for the rest of my life, I need to incorporate yoga into it, and we need to eat good, healthy food that sets us up for the day and also probably sets us up for the following day as well. So that onion looks really good. Where's the other knife? So I like using mince in stews, because especially if I just buy it fresh that day, I then don't have to touch it and I don't have to chop it up. It's kind of like minced meat is already pre-chopped, isn't it? So and straight into the bin. Just washing my hands, as I probably just touched a bit of the raw meat. I think it's raining now. It was nice and sunny when I went out. It's been bitterly cold today, but it was nice and sunny. So the problem I find with mince, especially if it's being frozen, is that it's sort of like just all clumps. This is why I like to pre-cook it, because if you pre-cook this, it'll then cook out separately, so then you do have the mince. Whereas if you just cook it in a slow cooker, well, I found that if I cook it in a slow cooker, or that it's being frozen and obviously I've defrosted it, you then just get clumps of meat. Maybe that's me, I don't know. Right, we'll let that cook a bit, because we now need to cut out the Swede. I'm going to pop that on top of there. Give me a bit of space, because it's all going to go in together. We don't need to pre-cook the veg. Hear that sizzling away. Right, Swede. You see people doing beautiful cubes, and then you see me who's just going to hack at it. Oh gosh. It's one of those vegetables which is an absolute pain to chop. Probably doesn't taste of anything, but is nice. Add something. Of course, it's usually nice when you mash it with carrots and put lots of butter with it, but we're not going to do that today. Also, I want it to be sort of like cube. Bite-sized cubes. My husband does this, he makes it look so easy, and he gets lovely cubes, and I come along and I just look as if I've hacked at it. But hey ho. Some of us are born with it, I suppose, and some of us will not. Maybe if your parents cooked with you, you'd know. My mother used to do a lot of cooking when I was younger, and then all of a sudden she didn't, and then my dad did the cooking. And I suppose to us spaghetti bolognese was sort of like an onion and the meat, the mince, and then a bottle of Domio sauce or something like that, and that was it. We didn't have that. Although I like being healthy, I like to eat lots of salads. I don't think my parents ever cooked with lots of vegetables. It was mainly frozen peas and sweet corn. We never had peppers or anything. And I certainly didn't cook up I certainly never chopped up a Swede or a butternut squash until probably until I had children myself. Oh. Right, how's the meat doing? Because now I think I really want to. So that's half of the Swede that I've chopped up. The meat still looks a bit pink. I could turn it up a bit, but I won't. And you probably can't see it. Oh! It's alright, it's only the salt and pepper. And we see it there. There we go. So that's what it looks like when it's frying in the Pressure King Pro. Oh, okay. I'm ever so clumsy. It is starting to go brown. There we go. So that's half of the swede. The other half of the swede. Well, actually, by the time I've done this, I'll say, oh yeah, the beef is fine now. Oh, it smells good though. Although we've already had beef this week, we had steak. My daughter went to a concert on Monday, so the three of us had steak. And that was very nice. So I've gone quiet. I feel as if I've got a runny nose. I think it's the fact that I've been outside in the cold and then I come into the warmth and I haven't really... I had a few minutes to sit down, catch my breath, but I still think if I sat down for too long, I probably wouldn't get up again and do this. I like to give myself a goal that by 12 o'clock the evening meal is on its way, because then I want to have lunch. There are times when I sometimes get hungry for lunch at 11 o'clock and I do just eat lunch. So of course when I'm at work it's hard because I can't have lunch when I want to. I've got to be work, I've got to do work. But then sometimes I just say I have got to sit down and eat. And they do look at me. But sometimes you have to look after yourself, don't you? Otherwise you can't give any more. Right, so that's all cooked. So I'm going to put the rest of this in now. So I've got the swede. I'm getting a bit worried actually whether this is going to be too full. So we'll put this in first. Let's take that out. Oh dear. Probably find leaks in the in the fruit bowl. Yeah, I can see some leaks in the fruit bowl. Oh. let's rescue the leek, shall we? I'm going to put the pearl barley in next, and a good sprinkle of mixed herbs. Salt. And pepper. And a litre of, I'm going to use gravy. Oh, I can't see where the litre is. Right, I reckon we can get that in. Never matters how much you mix gravy up, does it? There's always a bit in the bottom. Right, I reckon we can get this in.